Make sure that the technology is working. Hello, good morning. I'm Safriana Luna, the Queer Spirit Guide, Quantum Creatrix, Intuitive Healer, and Divine Channel. I know it's probably been about 2 weeks since I came on live, and that's because I've just had so much going on behind the scenes. In the last 2 weeks, I hosted a beautiful spring equinox ritual in Sedona. I hiked to an energy vortex called the Birthing Cave in Sedona. I was stuck in the airport for 7+ hours. There were lots of very exciting experiences on all levels of the joy spectrum. And yet, in all of it, and all of the experiences over the last few weeks, despite various hardships and challenges and travel aches and pains, right? I have stayed so firmly rooted in joy. And what a beautiful time of year to be stepping into this energy of joy, of growth, of expansion, of limitless possibilities, right? Spring really shows us this blossoming is possible, and that where there was once seemingly nothing or a barren wasteland, suddenly there can be beautiful flowers and opportunities that we forgot about or that we didn't realize were there in the first place. So I'm just feeling this overwhelming sense of being blessed by everything that's happened in the last 2 weeks. And more than ever, am recognizing that there's a chapter closing in my life. And this has been really difficult for me to come to. And I feel like the seeds for this are finally firmly planted, that I am shifting completely. I have been a therapist for close to 7 years now, I'm wanting to say, and I was a public school educator for 7 years prior to that. And, we're coming up on this sort of 7-year window again, which is where I start to really look at my patterns and really recognize what's not working for me in the cycle of my life. And I've just recognized that being a one-on-one medical service provider, i.e. a trauma therapist, it's not authentic to me anymore. It's not in alignment with my gifts, my talents, my curiosities, my desire to meet with people on every single level, not just a emotional or mental health level, but in all capacities. So I'm planting these seeds of expansion, of growth, of endless possibilities of healing for me and for my clients, for my friends, for my family, for my community. I'm planting these seeds of joy. I'm planting these seeds of collaboration, of true in-depth community that shows up for us where we're at, right? And that was the beauty of being in Sedona. There were so many wonderful people that I got to be with, meet with in Sedona. And while I did some business, I was doing some writing on a chapter for an upcoming book. I wrote my ritual. I was out there. There was work, right? But all of the work felt authentic. It felt joyful. It felt expansive. It felt, oh, this is what I want to be doing. This is where I want to lean my energy in. And the community was there in this capacity of beautiful support, of just, oh, this is where you're at. This is what you're needing to do with your time right now. This is how you're feeling. Go for it. Is there any way I can support you? It was full permission to be authentically ourselves, which is the kind of community that I'm trying to build in Living Luna. So I really feel like this trip just firmed up for me what seeds I'm planting in my life and where I'm going next. And where I'm going next is in this broader healer's capacity to really step into my role as the queer spirit guide, to teach, hopefully to teach other mental health professionals how to approach some of the populations that I once served as a trauma therapist with far more ethical consideration beyond the very black and white system that we exist in currently. Because we exist in such a polarized system, a lot of the nuances are missed for people like the LGBTQ community, the polyamorous community, the kink world. I can't speak to the experiences of BIPOC people or, those that are marginalized for some reason other than, what I've experienced. But we need to have more of these conversations. We need to facilitate more of these conversations so that we have more clinicians out there that are giving good care to people who are different than them. But that is not, it's not my job to take on all of the clients in the world that other people aren't able to serve, because then I can serve no one. I can serve zero of those clients well. And that's really what I've started to recognize. And that's a very hard sell for me. That's a very hard place for me to be as someone who wants to help everyone. So I'm very grateful for this spring equinox, for this season, for the community that I've been in for the last several weeks, for the beauty of Sedona and nature and the shifting of the seasons, so that I could plant these seeds and sort of initiate my next rebirth. If you haven't seen the posts that I put up on Facebook, there were some interesting synchronicities, some beautiful symbols coming through in Sedona, and I encourage you to check that out if it floats your boat. So again, I want to ask you, what seeds are you planting? What is coming through for you since the spring equinox that was this highly potent event? We had a new moon alongside the equinox at the same time, along with this transition in our astrology, a transition in, and I'm not even going to begin to speak to the knowing of it. Tamara Childs would be a much better person to go to for that. But there is this cosmic shifting that's happening with our planetary alignment that is ushering in a new era of being for mankind, for humans, for this planet, for the beings that have collected here. So I can't wait to see what unfolds. And if you want to walk alongside me as we navigate all of this together, I invite you to reach out, because there's lots of ways that you can be a part of this change with me. And if nothing else, I'd love to have you in the Living Luna community, where we can have these more in-depth conversations about things that are no longer serving us as people, as a collective, as a community. So I hope you have a blessed day. Happy Tuesday. Or whenever, wherever it is for you. Know that I am always holding space for you and your energy in whatever time and space that we connect. So until next time, I'm Safriana Luna, the Queer Spirit Guide, and I hope to connect with you so soon.